Hey guys, so the number 5778 corresponds to the Hebrew calendar, and it's actually 2017/2018 to us. And this is a very prophetic year. It's hidden in pi quite a bit. Well, obviously every number's hidden in pi, but it's hidden in there like sequentially, like one after another. But anyway, a lot of people think it's when the end times might happen, and also the surface temperature of the sun happens to be 5778 degrees Kelvin. And sun in Greek, helios, adds up to 318, and the perimeter of a triangle that's 5778 is 318. So a lot of different, coincidences, correspondences, God basically hidden in math and geometry. Another example of this is Isaiah 45 and 6, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. That has a gematria of 2099, and the term itself, from the rising of the sun in Hebrew, is 935, and Jesus appears in 935 Bible verses, according to the Textus Receptus KJV. Um, that's kind of weird. And then the term from the rising of the sun and from the west has a gematria of 1298. Well, the first occurrence of 1298 in pi begins at position 499, um, and light from the sun takes 499 seconds to reach the earth. So it's all about the sun, and everything is all connected like that. The next verse, 45:7, begins, I formed the light, gematria of 513, and the first occurrence of 513 in pi is preceded by the six digits 1480, 86. 1480 equals Christ in gematria, and 86 equals God, Elohim. Isn't that interesting? I mean, these verses are telling us to look in pi. So it's crazy talk. Understanding this stuff sooner. Just a couple of guys who are just killing time are interested. Okay, and beginning from position 3456 in pi are the three digits 210, which is the number of years in number of years of Egyptian exile. It's also a triangular number, and it's also my birthday. I always say that, February 10th. It's also a straight line number, and after that is the digit 8. Okay, 1680, if you multiply 210 times 8, and 1680 equals Christ. In the very first verse of the New Testament, Matthew 1:1, has Christ as Christo. Um, and a lot of other times it's Christos, 1480. So, but they're still both, they both equal Christ or whatever. So beginning from position 1680 in pi are the four digits 8438. That's the numerical value for Mark 3:18, in which they listed the names of eight of Jesus' chosen disciples. Okay, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, Thaddeus, and Simon. So all that equals 8438 because we're looking at the 1680th digit in pi, which is Christ or whatever. So we're finding more references to his discipleship or whatever. So let's add up those names. It's 5078. And the first occurrence of 5078 in pi is followed by 424, which is the gematria of Mosiach ben David, which is the Messiah of David, son of David, Christ, son of David. Christ and Moshiach are the same word. Okay, I mean, so you add up the disciples, the gematria of the disciples tells you to look at pi, and then the number after that number is a gematria of something that pertains to the disciples. These disciples are the disciples of Moshiach ben David. Sorry, I mean, I just don't know how to explain it any better. I mean, I'm just going to tell it to you literally, and that'll be that. All right, last but not least, um, first verse of the Bible, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, and then the first word of the second verse, ve'et haaretz. Its gematria is right there. Um, and so let's look at paper for a second. Yes, standard A4 paper. It's 210 millimeters by 297 millimeters. And surprisingly, if you divide those two, it's almost equivalent to the square root of 2. And then if you take the gematria of heaven, 395, earth, 296, and God, 86, and you do this equation, you also get pretty much the square root of 2. And that's just interesting because that's one of those irrational numbers that just keep going forever, like pi and stuff. Now, let's put 6 of those pieces of paper next to each other and add it up. 210 times 6, 1260. That's the number of days of tribulation in the Bible. And then just subtract twice the length of the paper, or 2 times 297, 594, you get 666, which is in the very next chapter of the book of Revelation, obviously. So these numbers are forever connected in standard A4 paper, and we don't, I forgot to tell you, it's international standard whatever is number 216, and 6 times 6 times 6 is 216, and then you get the 1260. 210 times 6, 216 keeps showing up everywhere, and they're hiding it in plain sight. Okay, if you get a millimeter, a ruler graduated in millimeters, start at reference point of 1,000, and then if you go down, it's 703, and that's the combination of "and the earth." In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and then this is the first word of the second verse. But then just fold it. Then you get the first word. Bereshit is 9:13. Okay? So we have Bereshit in the beginning, and we have "and the earth" already by doing one action, folding the paper. And now start the point of reference at 1,000 and go widthwise, and it's twice the length of the 395. Hashemayim, the heavens. And now have the point of reference be 500. And then you'll get these 3 values if you put it lengthwise: 401, 302, 203. 401 is et, 302 is vehaaretz, and the earth, and 203 is created. In the beginning, created God, heavens and the earth, whatever. That's untranslated 401. It's just et, aleph and tuf, the first and the last letter. And now do it lengthwise on along the 210 at the 500 millimeter reference point. You get 395 in the very center, and that is the earth, or the heavens, Hashemayim. And now use the point of reference earlier from the 302 that we got, and then you get 407. If you start at the middle as 302, you get 407, which is va'et, and then start at 401 as the reference point now, and then you get 296 as the midpoint. Haaretz, the earth, 296. And then lastly, use that 296 as the reference point. Then all the way on the other side of the paper is 86, which is Elohim, God. So paper hides the very first verse of the Bible very specifically. All these numbers are hidden just by folding a piece of paper once and dividing the lengths and the widths. Using a ruler graduated in millimeters. Okay? Isn't this crazy? And then you got that. This is interesting stuff, y'all. Like, no one else is making a video about it. You just go on a website, but we need more videos about it.